Hi guys, welcome back to my Strange Pleasures. Yeah, it's slightly weird for me because I'm making this recording few hours earlier than I was actually going to, because circumstances provided themselves to be, and here I am taking the opportunity. So yeah, I may sound a bit rushed because I kind of am, but then you know, who cares? The point is, I mean, I'm obviously here for WandaVision, episode 3 reaction. The interesting thing with WandaVision, which is not necessarily about the content, well, it is about the content, but it's not really about what I watched in the show, was that my episode 1 reaction did not get any copyrights. That was extremely surprising. But then episode 2 did, but then not from Marvel, but from a song company copywriting, I think, three portions of the song which happened to be in my reaction, which was, to be fair, surprising, but then and frustrating. But then it obviously got unblocked immediately. So yeah, the thing is, obviously my first two reactions came out. I think the first one came out on Saturday, and the second one probably came out on the Monday. And I'm hoping that this reaction, which I'm making, obviously on the Friday, does come out by today or hopefully by tomorrow, or else it's going to be chaos again. Uh, I feel like there's something wrong with my this thing. I don't remember this being reversed. Was it reversed before? Yeah, this wasn't right. This was like this thing. I don't know. My main screen feels correct, but my side view feels a bit different. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, the copyright thing. Yeah, hopefully this episode will be out pretty soon. Talking of the show in itself, we are probably going to see some colored stuff rather than the black and white thing that we have been seeing in the first two episodes. It will be interesting to see who that man was who came out of that pothole or whatever it was. I feel like it might be somebody who's an perceived enemy of Wanda, or I don't exactly know what sort of a villain it's going to be in this show, if there is going to be one. I feel like, it's kind of obvious that most of the things happening here are like Wanda's construction. I mean, Vision being alive himself, on itself is sort of something that would probably happen only because of Wanda's sort of imagination. And if that's what we are seeing here, then possibly there's going to be, I don't know what sort of a villain is going to be here, to be fair. And but then eventually, the one thing that we do know is that eventually this all of this has to like fall down. It almost feels like from that last episode where she reversed stuff, some like a minute or two, where they went out and looked at the guy and then she said no and then reversed everything. I feel like that's something that means that probably this has happened before and that she overwrote it with her reality. She probably constructed another layer of the reality or some shit like that. So maybe at some point of time, all of this is going to crumble down, and then maybe we're going to see some sort of a psychotic break for the character of Wanda, or maybe something like that. And then, obviously, the major news that I heard, which is way back now, was that she's going to be in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And even though I'm not a comic book person, so I have no idea about the comics and how the storylines go, one theory that I did read partially that I understood was that she was going to go crazy by somehow and then probably create a lot of realities or something like that. And that's what sort of connects into Doctor Strange. But then I'm not really sure about the specifics of it. So yeah, I think I should just begin the reaction because there's nothing really to talk about. I might as well talk a few more minutes after the reaction because I might have stuff to talk about. So yeah, that's all for this. Here we go. All of this is fine. Here we go.
Previously on WandaVision. The talent show fundraiser is the most important event of the season, and I want us to fit in.
I actually don't know what I'm doing here.
I'm Wanda.
Geraldine.
Yeah,
Something.
there is something else also. I actually forgot. Uh, something I noticed in my reaction. I'm not sure if, I mean, something that I noticed while I was watching my reaction. Not sure if it was part of the reaction that I released. I mean, while I was editing, right? Was that this person, Geraldine, she sort of stumbled where while she was introducing herself, almost as if she was, uh, you know, confused or something like that. So that was something weird that I realized, and I actually even forgot. I mean, I remembered because of this
Strange.
recap thing.
Dottie. Something strange happened. Before that, too. It's hard to explain.
So
It wasn't so hard to fit in after all.
What is it?
yeah, so this was the guy.
Is this really happening?
And she's pregnant, I forgot. Right, she's pregnant. This did not get copyrighted. For some reason, the other couple of songs apparently, I didn't even recognize a song in one of those things that did get blocked. I don't know. I have to be careful with the song though, to be fair. And this is a 30-minute episode. So minus the credits, probably 25. Minus all these things, about 23, I think. I guess. And this is obviously colored now, so. Lol. They said WandaVision in color. I actually paused here because I wasn't exactly sure if the first song was actually going to get copyrighted. And anyways, I feel like I might as well skip over those parts because you know it contributes to the whole time. It's interesting seeing all these things. I feel like few of the characters are going to return. The guys who played cards or whatever game they were playing, I forget, with Vision in that club. There were 3 or 4 people there who I saw. There was obviously the neighbor, if I'm not mistaken, Geraldine, who I saw in this colored thing. And this almost feels, I was going to say somewhat sort of in the Stranger Things world sort of thing, like 80s, I'm guessing, or maybe late 70s perhaps. I'm not really sure about, I mean, I can't really recognize the year or the timeline by guessing these colors, but then it's what it felt like at the very least. Yeah, it's interesting.
Speaking, what size fruit would it be at, say, 12 hours?
Pardon? 12 hours.
Well, I think this line of questioning is fruitless.
Well, hypothetically speaking, should we be concerned?
Hypothetically speaking, every new father-to-be gets nervous.
Okay, I have
Well, I have nerves of steel, so there goes your theory, Mr. Doctor.
Vision, why don't you see the doctor out?
Okay, I have this weird theory, right? I mean, concerning the vision thing, and I actually said something in the pre-reaction where I was like, Vision is obviously not real because he's dead. He's here because this is all part of Wanda's sort of memory and things like that. I wonder if some part of Vision is real, and he can perhaps feel that he's living, but then he doesn't know that he's not real or something. If you know what I mean, like, so something like that, and that's probably why he is sort of probably feeling a bit taken aback by this whole situation. And she probably knows that this is her creation, even though she may not actually like, she might have done it subconsciously or unconsciously, but then she might actually, you know, be somewhat in control of this at this moment at least. That's what I feel like is probably happening.
Thank
Maybe.
you so much for dropping by, Dr. Nielsen.
I'm just glad you caught me in time. I'm taking the wife on vacation this afternoon.
Oh, have a nice holiday. Hey, Hub.
Hey, buddy.
Listen, you can keep you.
From this angle,
I can't wait to be a proud papaya.
Okay, they're coming with the dad jokes, obviously. It's kind of cool that
Nesting. The overwhelming urge during pregnancy to clean, organize, and prepare the home for the new baby.
fear. Oh, it's such a strange sensation. It's kind of fluttery.
darling. Hello, little fella. Well,
Okay.
that's the first
If
cue.
that was a cue, then I did get it. It
6
feels like
months. Boy, oh boy, I thought I
he
had
just said
I can't keep
he didn't mean to do that.
Don't misinterpret.
I feel like that's going to be an understatement by the end of the series.
Billy?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking Tommy. Just a nice classic all-American name. What will happen when the real thing starts?
Do you think they know it's my fault?
Our neighbours.
Well, yes. With all the close calls we've been having, it seems the people of Westview are always on the verge of discovering our secret.
What? No.
I know what you mean. But it's more than that, isn't it?
What?
This room, Mrs. Hart. Dinner. Outside with Herb.
Okay, so
What's wrong here, Wanda?
I feel like he is.
Yes, I know
Wait.
what you mean.
Did they just? Oh,
We are in uncharted.
oh, dude. My prediction just literally came out few minutes earlier, so I'm pretty correct about it and have a feeling
No.
because
Will the baby be
he.
human or synthesoid? A bit of both?
If he's anything like his mother, Billy will be perfect.
You mean Tommy?
Sorry, Mom.
Wait, what?
Do you need a break?
Oh, it's another advertisement.
Come with me. Escape to a world all your own, where your problems float away. When you want to get away, but you don't want to go anywhere. Hydra Soak. Find the
What?
goddess within.
What? Okay. Hydra Soak. It's actually a good name. There's another thing that I sort of like passing by noticed, and I also watched a couple of reactions, other reaction channels. They were saying something about how actually it was not necessarily the reaction itself, it was the comment section. There's few people who mentioned about the first episode advertisement. There was the toaster where the toaster was actually making this sort of a countdown sort of noise, something I don't think I picked up on necessarily. And they said that it is somewhat similar to the blast that killed Wanda's parents. And I think the second one that they said was, what was the react? It was some watch, right? Yeah, the guy's name. Yeah, that's something that I did pick up on, but then I forgot who the guy was. I knew the name, but I didn't know who the guy was. He was apparently the person who kept or experimented with Wanda and Quicksilver before the events of Age of Ultron. So maybe I'm wondering if this advertisement, the words that were spoken, I'm trying to remember if this sort of can be connected to something else. Maybe I thought that it was going to be about the Tony Stark keeping her in a prison sort of place, but then that's not what it meant. So I don't know, maybe. But then they still are talking in terms of Hydra, so I wonder if it's something connected to that. Like, different reality, maybe like, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But that's something that I did want to say because I remembered it.
Well, I was just reading about the advantages of water births.
What?
Luda awaits, and my car decides to poop out right at this moment. Well, Mr. Vision, is everything okay with the wife?
Yes.
Okay. So his car broke at the same time that everything was going off with Wanda. Point number one. Coincidence? I don't think so. Second of all, Wanda's ability to turn back time slightly, that she has done a couple of times, once in this episode, once in last episode. Can't she possibly do that with Geraldine? Like, why doesn't that work? Why couldn't
So
she?
long as we hurry.
Or is it just a plot hole that's supposed to be like, you know what? Let's not think about this.
But Stan! What about my brand new two-piece?
Let's get you comfortable. Okay. Oh, I think I'm gonna lay down right here. Hey, Vision, ready to get.
I have a very bad feeling something is going to go very bad in this episode pretty soon. Just wonder what it is. Okay.
Yes, Tom.
Okay, so what will it be?
Good heavens!
No, 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 no. What?
There's another baby coming! Wanda, push! Push!
20 fingers and 20 toes. You've
Okay,
got
what?
2 healthy baby boys on your hands.
Thank you, Doctor.
All in a day's work. And
Hey, buddy.
Well, I'll go back to Wanda.
Vision,
Wait, were they? Oh, so they were.
is Geraldine inside with Wanda?
Yes, why?
You're such a strong lady. Oh, can you believe it? Twins.
I'm a twin.
Oh, yeah.
I had a brother.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
His name was Pedro.
Quicksilver obviously died. That I do remember. Then forget that. But the fact that they are twins, I did not connect to the fact that he was also a twin. Okay, why do I have a feeling that there's something wrong?
He was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?
What?
What did you say?
She's new to town. Brand new.
No family. No husband.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No home.
What?
What? Oh, please.
What did you say? Just now.
Wait, who is she?
I said, Wanda.
Oh, no, no,
Such a
no.
strong lady. Should I say it one more time for good measure?
No? What did you say
Okay.
about Pietro?
Pietro.
Okay, this is getting
Hey,
interesting.
I'll take a shift rocking the babies.
No, I think you should leave.
Oh, Wanda, don't be like that.
What do you mean she has no home?
She came here because. She came here because.
What?
She came here because we're all.
She came here because we're all what? What are you trying to tell me?
What is that?
What?
That.
What is that? I don't know. So am I supposed to recognize that?
Symbol. Who are you?
She came here because we're all.
Stop it.
Who are you?
Vision, surely you should come back to the home. This is... Okay, I feel like I should know what the symbol is, but I don't.
Well, I better get going. That macrame is not going to hitch itself.
Up?
Catch you on the flip side, Vision.
Go back to the house, Vision.
Wanda?
Wait.
Where's Geraldine?
I
she left, honey. She had to rush home.
What? Wait, what is this? What? Okay, I feel like this song is going to ruin everything, but then what's going on? I'm presuming that this is the end of the episode. There's something there, that's what I'm waiting for. So I have a feeling maybe there's nothing else left. This is just saving me. Okay, that was a very... Okay, my mind just flipped now. And I probably need a couple of minutes to process that. So meanwhile, I feel like I don't need a couple of minutes to process that. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is talk about that one thing that I was going to talk about in the middle of the episode, which I said I'll do at the end. Okay, there's something disconcerting about this. There's something wrong with this. Did I like... Okay, so this is supposed to be like this, right? Or was it not? If it was not, then this whole reaction is messed up. And if it is, then the whole reaction is not messed up. So, okay, maybe this is a chaotic point that I have to consider completely later, not now. What has happened has happened. So, the thing that I was going to talk about was that I feel like WandaVision is a show, or rather, I felt at that time, was that WandaVision was a show which people like me, I expect it to be something great going to happen, like it's building up to something, and that expectation might keep the show's sort of reviews, like my rating of the show, slightly higher than it should be. What I mean to say is, if you take this episode, or the first episode for that matter of fact, as a standalone sort of episode, you would probably not give it as high a rating that you would have actually done if you had thought of the things like, you know what, this is connected to MCU, this show is going to, you know, it has a sort of continuity thing that is going on. Other shows are going to be part of this show is going to be part of other shows and stuff like that. If you remove all those factors out of the discussion, then this show is, I feel like, slightly much more average than I thought it to be. And in all honesty, the last 5 to 10 minutes of this episode sort of bailed the whole episode out. Otherwise, I felt at the point, certainly, was that there's something weird, like, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, what I felt was essentially the fact that this show was probably riding on the fact that people will probably watch it still, even after it being slightly much more average than expected, because it was part of the whole continuity thing. So from that sort of an aspect, I feel like the first 3 episodes, if I had to rate them on standalone, I'd probably rate it as something that I would have never watched if this was not part of MCU. And I feel like that's concerning personally, because I don't want the show to continue this way, but then I have a feeling that it might. And based on the last 5 to 10 minutes, then if I consider those, then I feel like this show is obviously worth watching, and I'm obviously going to watch it because, as I said, continuity thing. But then this show in itself is not giving me any sort of trust that this show is going to be good eventually. So that's one thing. So having said all of that, let me get back to the actual episode. Yeah, conceptually, it was kind of coming. But then what was not coming, or what was not something that I expected, was the whole baby situation being completed in this episode itself. So that was interesting. Otherwise, so the last 5 to 10 minutes, the symbol was sort of like a cross, but it was not a plus. It felt like a wait. It felt like a sword, sort of upside down. Like I'm taking cues from Game of Thrones here. Uh, it felt like a sword that is handle below and the cutting part up, so inverted in a circle sort of thing with something in the middle. So obviously some similar to a plus sign, but then like a sword. I feel like I've heard that term before, the sword term before somewhere. Like I don't know where I've heard it. I feel like, is it some sort of an organization or something in the MCU? It's not, right? There's only shield. There is no sword. So I don't know what that is. Or maybe it's not a sword entirely. It might be something else. But then I felt like I should recognize that symbol, but I did not. So that was kind of disappointing. I mean, I have not read the comic, so if it's not something that I've seen before in the MCU, then I would not recognize it. The conversation that they were having, the two neighbors, uh, she does not have a home. We are all, what could she have possibly said? We are all what? We are all part of the imagination. We are all placed here to spy on you or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea about that. But then that's the only saving grace of the whole episode. I felt like the last 5 minutes were interesting. And there was also a moment, obviously, in the middle of the episode where Vision was like sort of claiming that there was something weird about this whole thing, though she obviously reversed it. So I wonder if, as I said in the middle of the episode, I wonder if Vision is not just a creation, but also like some part of him is still in there. I don't know how that would work, but then I'm just proposing the theory here. And if that was the case, then he probably doesn't know that Wanda is doing the things that she has been doing by reversing time and stuff. And eventually, when he does find out, he may be the person who finishes the whole problem off. Another thing that I do think of probably is, what was I going to say? Yeah, yeah. The thing that I was going to say is, what did Wanda actually do? Did she just throw her off her reality? Because she almost fell through some sort of a tear in space and time sort of thing. There's almost like a force field sort of thing. Something that is scientifically completely inaccurate, but then something that does happen in TV shows like Doctor Who, where it's like, oh, there's a force field there, you can't get in. So there was something like that. Maybe like Wakanda's thing that they have. They have some sort of a protector thing, right, in their sort of environment. So I'm not really sure. I mean, the last time I watched MCU movie was Spider-Man Far From Home. After that, I haven't actually looked at MCU at all, and I feel like this 1 year has like completely dispersed my memory. So there was something I know that there was something in there, some vibranium thing, which did not let people inside. So I wonder if that's something that's there in this episode as well, or in this place as well. Otherwise, I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, alright episode, pretty good ending. The one thing that this show has going for itself is that it is creating this intrigue factor, even though the rest of the episode is average. And I'm not particularly a fan of this sort of a sitcom thing. If I wanted to watch a sitcom, I'll watch a sitcom. I wouldn't watch something that has these factors, that factor, this thing, that thing, all mixed into one. So I mean, I don't actually need my earphones. It hurts. So having said all those things, that's why I said if this was a standalone TV show, I wouldn't probably watch it, because it has all those tying ups into the MCU. I am watching it, and I'm going to appreciate the things that I do appreciate. Right? That's not going to change. So yeah, that's all. I do have to edit this now and probably release it in an hour or so. It's currently 8:30 p.m. and I'll probably try to release this by 10 p.m. If I do and it doesn't get blocked, it will be really fun. Otherwise, it's going to suck because I don't have time to edit tomorrow. So yeah, that's all for this reaction, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, share your comments. Please don't share any spoilery things that you might know if you are a comic book fan, if you have read the comics, if you know stuff about all of these things. So please refrain from doing that. But otherwise, if you have anything to add about the episode or any of my thoughts on the episode, please feel free to share. The whole Billy and Tommy thing, I wonder if there's anything Easter egg sort of thing in that. I don't think there is, but then if there was, then it would be interesting too. So yeah, that's all for this reaction. Bye.